CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Off the top, taking a live look outside, showers and thunderstorms are moving through the day, and that's prompting some flood advisories. Let's get right to Next Weather Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera.
Yeah, we do have some showers and even some storms still on Next Weather Network here as we try to get Friday underway here with some showers and storms. Still a couple of flood advisories. One is about to expire here, and the next one in the next 15 minutes. This is how much rainfall so far has fallen, but it's been concentrated in some areas here, and that's where we picked up anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. And so we have had a few with flood advisories, just some leftover showers at this point. I think we're doing pretty good, but the rain tracker insisting on some additional developments, so we'll keep rain chances going through the early afternoon and early evening period. Flood advisory to the north has expired, and then we have a little bit more coverage heading into the afternoon. Technically a heat advisory right till 5 o'clock, but the showers and storms have cooled us off dramatically here. So we're looking at temps right now in the mid and upper 80s. You factor in the humidity, and that heat advisory clocks in at 105 to 110 for a couple of hours. The warmest I could find right now in Homestead, I mean, it's still toasty out there, but it is below that criteria. There is rain tracker for the remainder of the afternoon. We'll continue to see some showers, but notice a lot of the coverage remaining towards the west here. So I think about 20 to 30% rain chance for the rest of the evening. Otherwise, we're looking better here. And then heading into tomorrow, we'll have an east wind that's going to start developing here, and that's going to set up conditions where we have showers and storms developing, but then pushing towards the west. So I think relatively dry day as we head into tomorrow. And then the problem comes in on Sunday. So Saturday we're done, and there we are by the time we get into Sunday morning. Is a little disturbance that's going to come in, and it's going to be a big disturbance for us because obviously we have the parade going, but the timing looks to put some showers here. But notice as we put this into motion, we'll be able to see coverage beginning to wane here by the time we get into the middle of the afternoon. So we'll be looking better at that point. As far as the 7-day forecast, we're looking at rain chances 30. We'll put 60% there, improving conditions by the middle part of the day, and then we'll have rain chances coming down a bit as we hit through next week with high temperatures. We'll be holding into the upper 80s to lower 90s, and that'll include 4th of July, which right now looks pretty good, particularly as we head into the evening hours for the Bayfront fireworks. We'll have a big update coming up from the National Hurricane Center at 5 o'clock. We'll see if that disturbance in the eastern Atlantic has developed into a tropical depression or perhaps tropical storm barrel, and that is at 5.
Panthers Parade preps are well underway. The city of Fort Lauderdale getting ready to host hundreds of thousands of fans Sunday morning. It has been an exciting week since the historic win. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray is in Fort Lauderdale, where the mayor spoke earlier today.
So everyone is gearing up for the big Panthers Parade on Sunday. You can see on the sand they have set up a stage. That is where the players will be standing on Sunday. This is at Fort Lauderdale Beach Park. Meanwhile, today the police department, fire department is urging everyone to take precautions, bring plenty of water, know that there is limited parking. Also getting here, take a bike, walk down, use a ride share, everything to be safe during this big event.
Make sure you bring water with you, make sure you wear a hat, make sure you wear light clothing, but make sure you bring your spirit, your family, your friends, and everybody to this exciting event. We haven't seen ever a Stanley Cup celebration here in our community, so we're welcoming everybody in South Florida.
Now, we all know there's going to be a lot of security down here, things you can see and things you cannot see, including what the Panthers are going to be providing. We'll look at that beginning at 5 on CBS Miami. On Fort Lauderdale Beach, Joan Murray, CBS News Miami.
Our very own Steve Goldstein, the voice of the Panthers, sat down with Matthew Tkachuk this morning. They talked about this wild week.
It's been the craziest, most memorable, best week of my life. It really has so far, and it's just going to continue to get better with the parade coming this weekend. Friends and family coming back in town for it to celebrate. It's a special time and a week that I will just never forget for the rest of my life.
Tkachuk shared thoughts on the season and showed off the Panthers Stanley Cup Championship belt. You can watch more of Goldie's one-on-one tonight at 5 on CBS News Miami. Looking ahead to Sunday, here's our lineup. CBS News Miami Mornings will have a special edition live from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Then Facing South Florida airs from 7:30 to 8 a.m. That is followed by CBS News Miami Mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. And don't miss our live team coverage of the championship parade. You can join us right here starting at 10:30 a.m. Now at 4, take a look at your screen. Police say chilling dash cam video shows the moment a carjacker pulled over and left the victim's child on the side of a busy road. Investigators say the victim was driving along Oakland Park. That's when another car collided with hers. She got out of the vehicle to exchange information. That's when the carjacker took off with her SUV and her daughter inside, then leaving the child on the side of the road. Surveillance video captured the carjacker abandoning the stolen vehicle. He then went to the Family Dollar store and used the victim's credit card. If you have any information, call police. CBS News Miami's Steve Majiri will have the latest on the story coming up tonight at 5. Overnight, the Coast Guard announced they suspended their search for a missing paddleboarder. 29-year-old Luciano Mercenari was out on his board off Key Biscayne and has not been seen since. Several agencies took part in that search. Family and friends held a prayer service last night. In Miramar, the reward in a hit and run has now increased to $10,000. Back in April, 27-year-old Anoxia Delanoy was jogging eastbound on Miramar Parkway. She was near Southwest 184th Avenue. That's when she was run down and critically injured. If you have any information, call Broward Crime Stoppers. The number is 954-493-TIPS. More than 4 months until Election Day, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump took to the stage in the first presidential debate of 2024. Political watchers saw a shaky performance for the sitting president and noticed plenty of unchecked falsehoods from the former president. CBS News Miami's Jared Hill reports from Atlanta.
The first ever debate between a sitting president,
and I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on
and a former president.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Is giving voters a lot to consider. Early in the night, viewers heard President Biden's voice falter and answers that trailed off.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look.
On the other side of the stage, Trump delivered falsehoods on his economic record.
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country.
His legal troubles.
He indicted me because I was his opponent.
And abortion.
He's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby.
That is simply not true. We are not for late-term abortion, period. Period.
With just about 4 months until the election, both candidates are already on the campaign trail again, trying to sway undecided voters. After his performance last night, some Democrats are openly contemplating whether it's too late to replace Biden on the ticket. The House Democratic leader was asked whether Biden should step down.
Should he step aside?
Post-debate, many Republicans are celebrating their presumptive nominee.
Donald Trump is the only man on that stage that's qualified and capable of serving as the next president.
As of now, both candidates are still committed to meeting on the debate stage again in September. Jared Hill, CBS News, Atlanta, Georgia.
President Biden is campaigning in Raleigh, North Carolina today, while the former President Trump is courting voters in Virginia. The Supreme Court made it harder to charge Capitol riot defendants with obstruction. It's a charge that former President Trump is facing. The justices ruled that the charge must include proof that defendants tried to tamper with or destroy documents. Only some of the people who attacked the Capitol on January 6th fall into that category. When we come back, it has been 2 years since a deadly school shooting in Texas, and this afternoon, we are learning more about the first criminal charges in that case. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. The first criminal charges have been filed in Uvalde, Texas. It's over the botched police response to the massacre at Robb Elementary School 2 years ago. CBS News Miami's Janet Shamlin has the report.
Sir, if you can hear me, please put your gun down. We don't want anybody else hurt.
Uvalde School's police chief, Pete Arredondo, was among the first to arrive after a gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary.
Wait, chief is in there. Chief's in charge right now. Hold on.
His slow-moving and botched response as on-site commander, while he and hundreds of others waited for more than 70 minutes before confronting and killing the shooter, was broadly condemned in multiple investigations and led to his eventual dismissal.
We cleared off the rest of the building.
Reports found Arredondo wasted precious time during the shooting.
What are we doing here?
And even directed officers at several points to delay making entry into classrooms as shots rang out and terrified children made calls to 911. For Jesse Rizzo, whose niece 9-year-old Jackie Cazares was killed, Arredondo's arrest means accountability.
It's an emotional day. It's something that we've been waiting for a long time.
He says the indictment is not enough.
And I'm surprised that a lot of other officers weren't charged.
Brett Cross agrees. His 10-year-old Uzziah had dreams of becoming a police officer. Thursday, Cross stood outside the jailhouse, hoping to send Arredondo a message.
I wanted him to see me, and I know he saw me. And I know that he saw the sign that I was carrying, which is the same sign that I used 2 years ago when we first started protesting for him to get fired. And it said, their blood is on Pete's hands. And I believe that 100%.
There are reports another officer, Adrian Gonzalez, was indicted on similar charges. Of course, there were hundreds of officers involved in this response, close to 400. No word yet on whether more indictments are coming. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Uvalde.
In today's Consumer Watch, the IRS is taking heat for being too slow to resolve fraud cases. Watchdog Group says rampant identity theft has overwhelmed the IRS. It has resulted in a backlog of 500,000 unresolved cases. Right now, it takes about 2 years to resolve a case. Federal judge in California issued a massive judgment against the NFL. The league has been ordered to pay $4 billion. The class action lawsuit claimed the NFL broke antitrust laws with its NFL Sunday ticket. Plaintiffs argued the league restricted competition and sold out-of-market sports packages at an inflated price. The NFL plans to appeal the decision. That does it for the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami. Have a wonderful Friday.